Have you ever been in a relationship that just left you feeling completely confused, totally drained, and honestly, questioning your own reality? If that sounds familiar, you're in the right place. Dealing with a narcissist is, well, it's a uniquely painful experience, and it's filled with contradictions that can make your head spin. Today, we're going to cut through all that noise. We're going to pull back the curtain, expose what's really going on behind the mask, and hopefully, give you some real clarity. It all really boils down to this, doesn't it? This incredible whiplash between two totally different people. Over on the left, that's the person you fell for, the one from that golden period who is just perfect, so loving, so attentive. But then, there's the person on the right, the devastating reality that comes later, the behavior that isn't just hurtful, but feels cold, calculated, and cruel. It's that switch between these two faces that causes so much of the pain and confusion.
So that leads us to the biggest question of all, the one that probably keeps you up at night. Are they doing this on purpose? Is it intentional? Well, the source material we're looking at today argues that the answer is a clear and sometimes hard to swallow yes. And that perfect mask they wear, it's not just a disguise, it's actually the proof.
Now this, right here, is a total game changer in how you look at this. You know that wonderful person you saw at the beginning? The one you keep hoping will come back? Here's the twist. That good behavior isn't the real them you're waiting for. It's actually the #1 piece of evidence that the abuse is a deliberate choice. Think about it. They prove they know exactly how to be loving and kind. So if they can do it and they choose not to, well, that tells you everything.
Right. So what you're experiencing, it's not just random chaos. It's not them just having a bad day or losing their temper. No. What we're really talking about here are a very specific set of psychological games. These aren't just personality quirks. They are calculated, strategic tactics designed for one reason: to keep you confused, dependent, and trapped.
First up is a classic, you've probably experienced it, ghosting. But this is ghosting on another level. It isn't just about them disappearing once. It's the cycle, the sudden vanishing and then the just as sudden reappearance. They're there, then they're gone. It's an incredibly cruel way to keep you completely off balance, to keep you hooked on an emotional roller coaster that they are in complete control of.
And what happens when you finally have enough? You hit your breaking point and you're ready to walk away for good? That's when they pull out this little trick, hoovering. And yeah, it's just like a vacuum cleaner. They're designed to suck you right back in. And please hear this, it is never, ever a sign that they've changed. It's a cold, calculated move to play on your hope, just so they can reset the entire abusive cycle all over again.
So the most important thing to get here is that what you're dealing with, it's not the unpredictable emotions of a person who's just struggling. These are strategic moves on a chessboard. They are calculated plays in a psychological game. And it's a game you have to realize where the rules were rigged from the start. You were never meant to win.
The mind games are one thing, but there's something else happening underneath it all. Something deeper and, frankly, a lot more sinister. We're talking about a systematic, step-by-step deconstruction of your self-worth. It's a direct assault on your mind, on your spirit, on the very essence of who you are.
And it almost always starts with their words. They will tell you, relentlessly, in a million different ways, that you are a poor commodity. Just think about that phrase. It's not just criticism. It's a constant chipping away, a process designed to make you believe deep down in your bones that you are fundamentally flawed and have almost no value.
And this is how they literally rewrite your past. In their world, your life story, everything that makes you you, gets stripped of all the good stuff. Your successes, your strengths, your happy moments, they all disappear. All that's left is a carefully selected list of your mistakes and your flaws. They basically become the editor of your life story, and their edit is designed to break you. And this story, this narrative that you're worthless, gets hammered home every single day. Your opinions, they're always wrong. Your ideas, they're immediately shot down. And it all serves one incredibly twisted purpose: to grind you down so low that you actually start feeling grateful for any little scrap of attention they give you. It creates this bizarre sense of owing something to the very person who is hurting you.
Okay, I really want you to take a second and let this sink in. This might be the single most important truth we talk about today. On the left is the myth they work so hard to make you believe. But on the right, that's the reality they are terrified you will figure out. And here's the truth. They don't waste their time on poor commodities. They targeted you for the exact opposite reason. They picked you because you have traits that are like gold. Your strength, your light, your empathy. The insults aren't a reflection of you. They are a giant smokescreen to hide how much they need what you have.
So all of this brings us to a really difficult but absolutely essential truth. After all the energy you've put in, all the hope you've held onto for them to change, we have to face the reality of whether they ever actually can.
Their life basically runs on an unbreakable loop. You can think of it like a piece of faulty computer code. They start from the same broken premises about the world, which always leads them to make the exact same mistakes, which, no surprise, always produces the exact same destructive results. It's a cycle of compulsive repetition. And the hardest part is realizing that no amount of your love or your logic or your effort can fix that code for them. And our source material says it as plainly as it can be said. A narcissist is an unimprovable being. Now, I know that sounds harsh, maybe even hopeless, but try to hear it in a different way. It's not meant to crush you. It's meant to liberate you. This is your permission slip to stop. To stop trying to fix what is unfixable. To stop pouring your precious energy into a project that was doomed from the very beginning.
And we have to end this section with the source's most sobering warning. The language here is incredibly strong, and it's for a reason. It's meant to convey the absolute seriousness of the long-term damage. This is not just a difficult relationship. It's a destructive force that slowly, over years, feeds on a person's life force. It's a slow chipping away at the very soul. So, after we've looked at the mask, the tactics, and the unchangeable reality, there's really only one question left. The focus can't be on them anymore. The focus has to shift back to you. Knowing what you know now, that you were chosen for your strengths, for your gold, not for your weaknesses, how will you start to reinvest in yourself? How will you take back your energy, your story, and your future and polish up that gold they tried so hard to convince you was never there?